young and in me prime, as lazy as can be, I stepped on board a Mersey flatter number 23.
Bamalam Productions proudly presents Scuttled, Episode 4, in association with the Museum of London Archaeology and the Arts and Humanities Research Council. Directed by James Steventon. Written by Ian Winterton. With Neil Bell, Isabel Hague, Janine Lanek, Katie Moore and Paul Rigby. Produced by Kelly Griffiths, James Steventon and Ian Winterton.
It went dark with cloud. I catch me foot in stern rail and went slurring right on deck, and I went head first down SCUTTLED and I nearly broke me neck.
Not long after Jonathan Roberts' trial, Uncle Harry passed away. His heart given out one morning, and Paul took over running Primrose proper. If we thought our Becca was unruly, Paul and Katie's twins, Iris and Daisy, were something else. Tying them down when they were little, it was a battle in itself, and they somehow always managed to get themselves loose. But they weren't like Becca in other ways.
The opposite. They were so ill-behaved during Sunday school that the vicar dropped heavy hints that their presence would no longer be required. Ironic, though, that what our Becca wanted most of all, to be schooled through the week, became law in 1880, and Iris and Daisy, and especially Daisy, wanted none of it.
Compulsory schooling till age 10 was hardly practical with the way we had to live. Some folks started trying to live on land again, but that meant the menfolk was working all hours, God sent, just to pay rent on some squalid cellar. We had a home on the water, and when the school inspectors came calling...
Iris and Daisy, they loved the hiding, the naughtiness of it.
Little scamps.
It was that, I reckon, that made 'em so mischievous, so lacking of respect for authority, for the law. And they started stealing. Just for fun, really.
Fun soon stopped, though, eh?
Oi, they've got me money box. Stop! Oi, thief!
A pair of little buggers nicked a stallholder's money box off the market. Best part of £5 in there. Made it proper grave.
They was only 11.
Aye. But damn magistrate sent him to bloody industrial school in Sale, Manchester, till he was 16. Industrial schools. Meant for kids who haven't parents, or whose parents mistreat them, or are criminals themselves. But it's that we work the canals. That's why the twins were sent away. Even though we work damn hard and we keep these factories running, to them, we're rubbish. River gypsies. Well, give me a gypsy or a bargee over a magistrate any day a week. They're the bloody criminals, if you ask me.
Don't get yourself worked up.
It just makes me so angry.
Think of happier things. Twins came out. That was a good day.
Aye, but before that, winter of 1895.
Happier things, I said.
Worst winter I've ever known. We was used to canals freezing up, of course, but not so deep and not so long as that. Ian, our Paul and other bargees were on the icebreakers. Small, flat barge with bar down the middle. We'd stand at either side of it and rock back and forth, our hands frozen inside our gloves. Idea was the boat, the rhythm, would crack through the ice. Normally worked and all.
1, 2. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
But that year, it didn't work.
Ain't happening, lads.
It has to.
No, has to, Paul Ashworth.
Away and shite, Charlie Jackson.
Away and shite yourself. Look at it.
Oh, that Charlie Jackson. Bit older than our Paul. Made his life a misery when they were at Sunday school. He was a shover, that Charlie. Times our Paul came to us crying after being shoved over, his knees bleeding.
Charlie's right, Paul. Canal's frozen right down to the bottom.
What are we going to do?
Oh, don't be a babby. We'll get through it.
Charlie didn't sound so sure himself, and with good reason. Canal frozen, boats don't move. Boats don't move, we can't ship cargo. We can't ship cargo, we don't get paid. And we out money, no food. No coal for the fire, neither.
And our Paul, his Iris and Daisy might be away at industrial school, but his lad, John, only 8-year-old, and a sickly wee thing at best of times.
We kept him wrapped up warm, my mum too. Darkest of all times, that winter. 3 months we was locked in that ice, hardly eating, shivering together in the cabin.
Influenza came in, swept through us all. John, he was ill, but he made it through. But your mam, old Ma Charity, it took her just 2 days shy of her 70th birthday.
God rest her soul. She'll have been happy to be back with me dad at last. Churchyard ground was frozen like rock. They couldn't bury her till the thaw came.
Even so is the Lord merciful unto them that fear him, for he knoweth wherewith we are made. He remembereth that we are but
Made for a
dust.
good funeral. Bright sun, snow melt trickling in the church guttering, snowdrops poking through, spring on its way, at bloody last.
The place thereof shall know it no more, but the merciful goodness of the Lord endureth for ever and ever upon them that fear.
Spring 1896. Foxglove and Primrose both at Ebden Bridge. We'd just loaded up with coal and we were eager to get it down to Manchester quick as we could. Charlie Jackson was there and all.
The shover.
Aye, always pushing in. Same when he were grown and all.
Hey, Charlie Jackson, get that bloody boat out the way. We're out afore you.
Aye, Charlie, you're not even full. Make way.
Ah, bugger off you, Paul Ashworth. You ain't only one who's been icebound.
Let him go. State of his horse, we'll catch him up at first lot of locks.
That's what I'm bloody worried about, Dar, getting stuck behind him all bloody way. No, I'm not having
He
it.
takes up the mooring pole and done some shoving of his own, pushes against Billy's hull, sends him floating back into the basin, leaving us free to enter the lock, hook up to our horses.
I'll bloody batter you for that!
See you later. Ta-ra, Charlie.
See you later. Charlie.
Ta-ra, Charlie.
Not like Paul to get that bold. And it would cost him a split lip and a blackened eye off of Charlie down the road. That day, though, it wasn't just the thaw that had got his blood up. There's only one thing more important than cargo. Family. I heaved on rope and 50-ton of barge and coal started slowly moving out of basin.
50-year-old you was by then.
I could do it till I dropped. I would have, if they'd let me. Then I took the horse by bridle, got a pulley. She were a new horse, Bella, and they were a bit worried she might start up. You never know when they're on their first run.
Get up, Bella.
But she were right, and slowly we started along the way. Thank God, because we had another load to pick up, even more precious. Like I said, family, Iris and Daisy. That were the week they turned 16 and were let out of that awful place. Paul and Katie's youngest, John, he'd been given task of pulling our boat. He loved it, watching him leading Bella, every fibre of him content. I couldn't help but think back to when I were his age, doing same with old Billy. Oh, what it was to be 7 years old, and already where you're meant to be.
Grandad, what are they going to be like?
Well, they'll be the same, but older.
I can't remember them.
5 years they've been away.
Mum won't talk about them.
It upsets her. Imagine seeing your own children and then not being able to take them with you, to have to leave them with other people. And in such a bad place as that so-called school.
Yeah, they're bastards, aren't they, Grandad?
Who's that swearing now?
No one, Nan.
I should hope not, no. Now, John, gee that horse on. We'll never get anywhere at this rate, and we've got to stop, take on a passenger.
Passenger?
Don't let on to the twins, but it's Tar Betty.
Tar Betty. Oh, Tar Betty.
Ha! You won't be doing that to her face, lad.
It wouldn't and all. By this time, Betty was anywhere between 60 and 90. Tar and pitch ingrained into her paws, skin like shoe leather, and a voice like grinding millstones. A true queen who'd earned her crown through hard graft. Made a living those last years selling hooch and ginger beer up and down the canal. Feared and loved by all of us. But when you needed her, she were there. So, if she asks you for a lift, you say yes.
We moored up at New Hague. Betty had been selling to the workers at Ellen Road Mill there, while Paul and Primrose carried on ahead.
See you down Manchester.
Hi, Dad.
And don't tell the girls about Betty.
Yeah, Dad, it's a surprise.
Surprise, am I?
Ta, Betty!
Would it surprise I'm still this side at Daisy's, that's for sure. Morning, Thomas Ashworth. You're looking old.
Just made 210, me.
Good on you. You'll be long live like your mam. Sorry to hear of her passing like.
Thanks, but like you said, she had a good long life. That winter took plenty of folks younger than her. Eliza! Betty's here.
Betty, how do?
Doing well. And I'll be doing even better if you pour us a drop of that brandy.
Aye. Let's get you on board.
Hey up! Hey.
Cast off, John. Get Bella underway.
Yes, Grandad.
Mill kids up on bridge. The bridge we'd be having to pass under.
I'm Mrs. I like your dress. Made a course out one. Come here and I'll break your nose. Go bugger your arse.
John, ignore 'em. Ain't worth it.
Boaties, boaties, pisses a cup. Boaties, boaties.
Oi! I know you, Fred Baines. And you, Peter Garrity. Want me to come down mill and tell your foreman the little bastard's what's in his employ? Yeah, you better run. Tony Brats!
It's getting worse, I swear.
Just 'cause there's more folk these days. Factories, mills, towns. Whoever saw it just keep growing, eh?
It'll stop one of these days. Everything does.
Let's get Betty a tot of that brandy, eh? Unhook Bella, John. See her over the bridge and look out for them mill boys.
I hope they do come back. I'll have them.
No, you won't. Use your head. Don't start nothing. Because whenever out happens, it's us as gets the blame.
Midday, when we arrive in Manchester a few days later, Paul's there, his coal already unloaded. And we him, Katie and...
Iris! Daisy!
Nan Eliza! Grandad!
Oh,
And look who's come to see you.
Oh, Betty!
get down here. Let me have a look at you. Oh. You're not window tonight. Ah, me beautiful girls. Let me look at you. Oh, you're a pair of fine young women now. You tell them bastards treated you fair, I'll burn that bloody place down.
It were all right, Betty. It was shite. Ta, Betty, I can't believe you're still...
What? Alive? I've been hanging on for you two. I said I'm going nowhere till my girls are back with family where they belong. Not stuck in that bloody place.
'Cause they stole.
Stole my backside. 'Cause they were clever. They don't like us being clever. It's all right for them to steal when they've got law on their side, but not for us when we're hungry.
And there they were, my mischievous granddaughters, Iris and Daisy. Still same with her golden red hair, but different too, grown. Though there was still the flicker of mischief in their eyes. Oh, gladdened me heart to see. After 5 years in that bloody place, their spirit remained.
Gladdened my heart and all, but worried me too. Daisy especially.
Paul helped me unload my coal, while Betty set up a stall, selling her ginger beer and biscuits and toffees. Then, time to get out of bloody Manchester, away from the smoke, and out to a wild meadow we knew, just up from the canal.
It was a grand day.
One of the best.
Ale, bread and cheese, campfire, toasting crumpets, eating 'em slathered in dripping. Here you go.
Oh, lovely. Oh, thank you.
Ah, lovely, thank you.
What are they like in there?
John, Iris and Daisy don't want to talk about that place.
It's all right, Dad. It's over now, ain't it?
Was you scared?
Was at first, but then we got used to it. And the food wasn't as bad as we'd been expecting. Aye. Wasn't bad. Yes. You mean? Oh, blimey, yeah. They told you off for saying aye. You had to say yes. Yes, Miss Bancroft. Yes, Mrs. Bancroft. Shit, Mrs. Bancroft. Daisy.
Oi, none of that.
Sorry, Grandad.
Aye.
Sorry, Nana Liza.
Aye.
Sorry, Tar Betty.
Serious though, Paul. You want to get your girls back in line, eh?
I will, Dad, but give them a moment to breathe. They've only been out a few hours.
Aye, and we don't want them going back.
Mrs. Bloody Bancroft. Dragon. I noticed she didn't hang around to face us.
She weren't with us. No one was. We walked it.
They didn't even give you a bloody lift.
We didn't want one. We didn't want nothing off them.
There it was, that bitterness. We heard more and more of it over the next few years. Them girls should never have been sent away. And for 5 years, made Iris meeker than she might have been.
That's why she fell pregnant to that fool, Eric Butterworth.
And Daisy, she got angry. And stayed angry.
We just wanted to get out and see you, young Johnny. You was 3 when they sent us away. Is that the new horse then?
Aye, Bella. She's old though, already sold.
Aye, to the coal mines.
Coal mine? You mean Knacker's yard?
What?
Flaming hell, Daisy.
Oh, sorry, little lad. But he's old enough, ain't he? Old enough to know how life really is. Ain't a baby.
No, he ain't. He's had to step up and pull his weight since you two went away. He's had to become a man. Early. Just like I did. We're bloody proud of him, aren't we?
Aye, course we are. Come to your dad.
Become a man, my arse.
Daisy?
Sorry, Nana.
He knows how hard life can be. Winter we all went through, losing great Nana Charity. He were there at her bedside right till her last breath.
Here's to Charity Ashworth.
To charity.
Charity.
Aye, here's to you, ma'am. And Dad.
Bloody Ashworth!
Who's that?
Bloody Charlie Jackson, that's who.
He's a shover.
So we gave him a shove first.
Ain't you made it to Manchester yet?
You bastards! Took me hours to put me boat back in. And all that fuss to get out for me and you take a day off? Call you send boatmen?
Ah, away and shite, Charlie. Away and shite.
Volley!
Away and shite.
Volley!
Away and shite.
Oh, how do, Tar Betty?
Somehow, even with sore heads, we was up before the sun. Time to make up.
Cast off, our John.
Gee up there, Bella.
All right there, son. Ready to head out?
Aye, da. Iris, lass, you sure you're right with Barnaby?
Aye. He likes me. Don't ya?
Morning, Thomas Ashworth. So red.
Aye.
Here, magical cure me flask.
Ta. Oh, what's that?
Made it myself.
Oh, Jesus, Betty, I hope I don't go blind. Oh. Any danger of tea, Liza?
Aye, hold your horses, come in. Oi, you. Out of bed, madam. Breakfast needs making.
Nana, I don't know how.
So, I'll teach you. We're twins out of that school. Foxglove and Primrose had never been so full of folk. Daisy, right from that first night, she kept with us. None of us ever discussed it, but we knew, all of us, that Daisy were angry at the world over what had happened and, like a lot of young uns, would take it out on her mum and dad. That didn't mean she spared us.
Daisy, I'm not telling you again. Out of bed.
Oh, you piss off, you bag.
Hey!
Why, you little uppity...
Oh, will you piss off?
You had to smack her. How'd she learn otherwise?
Aye, but I don't reckon it did a speck of good.
You horrible old cow.
Oi, don't you be saying that to your mum.
Piss off and all, Betty.
Hey, come back here.
Daisy, no.
She leapt up onto the hatchboards and jumped for the towpath. But we'd moved too far out by then and...
You yaff, girl. At least we know one thing. You haven't forgot how to swim.
Aye, a silver lining. Only one. We fished Daisy out and I took her down into the cabin, wrapped her in a blanket and warmed her back up in front of the fire. And whole time she just stared into them flames, jaw set rigid, eyes filled with fury and fear. Daisy, that place, and for 5 years, terrible.
I hated it.
Aye. But you're back now, with your family, on the canal.
I hate it here too.
Who's that, our Paul? Is he out?
Soldiers. Proper leathered by the looks of them.
It's only noon.
Grandad.
You keep your head down, lad.
Aye, ignore him.
Good morning, Mr. Bargee, sir.
God save the Queen!
Hey, lad, didn't you hear? God save the Queen!
God save the Queen.
Leave him be, eh? He's just a boy.
I can see that, but any lad, any English lad, should know. Today's Her Majesty's birthday. Did you know that, lad?
Aye.
Bollocks. Yeah, he's a liar, your lad. But like I said, we's only expect an English boy to know.
We're English.
Bollocks, are you? Fenian bastards. No wonder you wouldn't praise our Queen. Bloody traitors. We'll be over there soon ourselves. Show you Mix who's boss.
Brave lads, aren't you? Brave lads.
What's going on, Tom?
Now, go back below. You and all, Daisy.
Just asking your man for a lift, darling.
No, lads, we're nearly running aground as it is.
Oh, please, Mrs. Bargee, ma'am. Give us a lift. On Her Majesty's birthday, we demand you assist her armed forces.
Give us some of your coal.
Yeah, give us some of your coal for our barracks. We demand coal, sir.
Set 1 foot on here and I'll murder the bloody lot of you.
Aye.
Shall we jump aboard, eh?
You can try.
Maybe we will. Tell your dad, eh, lad? Tell him it's his patriotic duty to give us a lift to the next public house.
Piss off.
Oh!
You leave him alone.
Ah, you ugly bastard.
One of the soldiers took hold of Bella's head collar, brung her to a stop.
Oi, now, enough of this.
This your old nag, you bargy scum.
And I see our Paul bringing Primrose into the bank, readying himself to leap out. And a little way after him, another boat already moored up. I recognise the yellow flowers on the back. Charlie Jackson's boat. That's when the ringleader pulls a revolver from his webbing and puts it to Bella's head.
No, please.
And Charlie Jackson, soldiers don't see him, but he's stomping down the towpath in great big strides. In his hand,
I'd say this nag were well overdue a trip to the knacker's yard.
a boat hook.
That's it, Charlie Jackson.
And that's when our Paul starts running. And you great big lump, you jumped from the boat. You, 50-year-old.
I made it though, didn't I? And helped you them bastard soldiers what for? Little John joining in, kicking him up the arse.
Jesus!
And then Daisy jumped off boat.
I'll rip your bloody knackers off.
Didn't land in the cup this time.
Soon than be.
Now you better get out of here, lads, or you won't see active service.
What happened?
You just got battered by bloody barges, that's what.
Get moving.
Don't mess with the parties.
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone hurt?
Done me back in. Shit.
My knuckles are sore is all.
You shouldn't have got involved, Daisy.
Dad, I ain't a kid no more.
They were gonna shoot Bella.
Oh, lad. You did us proud, you little scrapper. Come here. Come here to Betty.
I'll be getting on my way then.
Thanks, Charlie.
I saw him from about a mile back. Knew there'd be trouble, like. I think you owe me now, Tom. You should stay here and let me get in front.
Bugger off. We've been up since Sparrowfart to make up time.
Hard workers, you Ashworths. I'll give you that. See ya.
Aye. See you, Charlie.
You're going to let him get ahead?
How we eckers like.
And that were that. Best hangover remedy ever, a rook. And a reminder that us barges should stick together. But Daisy, that's not what she took from it. I see her standing there staring into space, her hand still balled into a fist. Daisy, come on. Are you going to walk with Bella and John? Daisy?
They hate us.
Who does?
Everyone.
But she gets on board Foxglove, sits there on the hatchboards, cross-legged, and I see for a moment the little girl she'd been before they took her from us. But she'd gone, that girl. Gone for good.
I'm going to go America.
America?
I'll stop with Aunt Becca.
4 children she's got.
I'll find somewhere else then.
Don't talk daft.
She ain't Thomas Ashworth. They'll have to keep moving, don't they, eh? What's going to be left for 'em here soon?
They've a home and a job.
But for how long, eh? Be fair. Look, you see these canals? They're like scars in earth. Scars from when these towns was born. And we're like the lifeblood of this land. Slogging up and down these veins. Bringing life and wealth to these factory owners and merchants and landlords. But let's face it, things are changing. And when they can move things cheaper and quicker, they won't need us no more. And even though without us they wouldn't have survived, they'll drop us without thinking. 'Cause that's how they are. You don't get rich by caring for folk. But that don't mean we're not still vital wherever we go. We're the folk what make the world go round, not them bastards. They just take from it. So why not go America or Canada at bloody moon? Us folk will make life good anywhere. 'Cause we're clever. And we survive. When I were young and in me prime, as lazy as can be, I stepped on board a Mersey flat, number 20.
And Tar Betty. She left us at Castleton to stop with one of her sons. And that was the last time we saw her. A week later, went to sleep, didn't wake up.
Tar Betty. Broke the mould with her. Daisy never did make it to America. Ran away from us. Wasn't long afore she found herself before the beak again and sent away to the women's wing of Strangeways. Caught jail fever, typhus. Took her off to heaven and all.
That day, though, just grand. I'll remember it always. Daisy, Iris, Tar Betty and John.
John. Dusk. Still leading Bella on. Strong lad. Sun setting.
Grandad, look, a heron!
A heron? Just like that day with me and my dad. That first day with young Billy. 1,000 years ago and yesterday, all in one. And the heron flew straight and silent just above the surface, and then it tipped straight up and beat its huge wings up and up till it disappeared into a sky of silver and gold. Thought of that day a lot over the years, especially when our John was away. India, Africa, France, for the war.
When I were young and in me prime, as lazy as can be, I stepped on board a Mersey flatter number 23.
You have been listening to Scuttled, Episode 4, directed by James Steventon, starring Christopher Eccleston, Joyce Branagh, Becky Kershaw, Kimberley Cochrane, Jonathan Carley, Adam Grayson, Stephen Hillman, Annie Connell-Welsh and James Steventon, featuring Isabella Arrowsmith, Bailey Cockroft, Katie Rowan, Elliot Winterton, and the little voices of St Edward's Primary School, Rochdale. Title music by Jennifer Reid, with archaeological consultancy from Kelly Griffiths, based on archaeological excavations in Rochdale, England.
He said, now lad, be careful thou, well he not kettle off. Tha'd better frame and start pumping, for I think we've sprung a leak, and I wish I'd never gone boating for me living.